Here we are back at the compound, inside the warehouse. Still working on whatever it is I'm working on. What a great video, huh? And filling that truck right there. Why? Well, just to get it off the floor, really. And, you know, I'm finished with it. I don't want to make a pile in here. And I still can't, you know, due to weather conditions, I can't really get inside the shop. Even if I wanted to. This door was frozen to the ground, actually. I pushed a button and it wouldn't even open. I know, I have a couple commenters like Bert Horton. He was saying, dig a trench. Well, you really can't dig a trench either. I guess you could. I should stop saying you can't. I suppose if you were determined enough, you could probably dig a trench. But the land, there's the rivers over there. The land is on a slant. And right underneath this ground is like near solid like rock. So digging a trench, oh, that would be something to trip over too. Probably not a good idea. That would be a lot of labor. I'm not up for that. Oh, come on, old man. No, really. The land is slanted back, so I'd probably have to dig a trench probably like 3 feet deep for it to be effective. And the problem is when the river floods and comes up to flood stage, that trench would act as a conduit for the water would just fill this place. It would just come pouring in. So the trench would work, but then it wouldn't work. And after all that labor, I'd be so hot and bothered that never mind, right? No, that's not my car. So, that's where I'm at. Stuck dealing with the flood. This whole area around here is a floodplain, really. You can't build on that land on the other side of the river, really, because, or at least for like 300 feet, because it's a floodplain. So it's useless land. So open space, or whatever they want to call it. Yeah, I still have that pile of crap. That nightmare scenario. Remember that one from about a month or two back? There's like more stuff to do than I got energy and power to do on my own. Couldn't do it. Not all at once, anyway. The money's still there. Well, you can't be hurting for money too bad if you could leave the change there. Yeah, okay. People win arguments with me. Left, right, and centerfold. I see money everywhere. Every time you make the video, you show, yeah. Because this is like all nitty-gritty, like knuckle-busting, hard labor stuff when the easier pickings are on the street. That stuff could just sit there forever and not lose value. It's just, when the time comes, something got a growing garbage problem, which I need to deal with. Maybe when I get that minivan, I can snake some of the trash into the van and then bring it to some dumpsters and stuff. Because I cannot afford, I do not have the money to rent a dumpster for trash. That would be crazy. I almost forgot where that stuff came from, but it's mine. It's been so long I left it there. Ever have that happen? A little piece of brass here for the dream. and some bits of copper here, and still broken. It's been broken since what, June 7th? Something like that. In quite a while. You know, I ran into a repair problem with it, and acquiring the correct tool to do the job. Of course, then I owe the landlord. I owe him rent still. And, yep. These are all my problems, they're not yours. Okay. You, the viewer. So don't feel obligated to do a darn thing about it. I made the mess. I can clean myself out of it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the punishment. I don't even have the right footwear. You know, to do the job that I'm doing, these cheap $10 Walmart shoes, they're riddled with holes on the bottom, and they're sopping wet and smell to high heaven. The thing is, why do I prefer it? Because they're softer on the feet, and these shoes don't have, you know, like boots. Boots have a ridge that sticks out about a third or a half of an inch, and I'm such a klutz. I will go out there and physically show. I never hear anybody complain about this. So maybe I'm the only one, or maybe people don't pay attention to it. Well, I could demonstrate on this tractor right here. Okay, pretend this is a car. Okay, when I go and shift my foot from the gas pedal to the brake pedal over here, a boot has a ridge on the sole. So you go like this, gas, and then all of a sudden you gotta go for the brake. I slide my foot over, okay? I've been driving for years, so training my foot a new way, I don't know about that. The ridge of the boot gets stuck just for like a split second under the brake pedal, and I'm going for the brake pedal that for a reason, because there's a need for it right now. But for that split second, the ridge of the boot is stuck under the brake pedal. Then, you know, oh, stuck. You know, then you got the aggravated feeling. Then you go for the brake. But I just lost a vital split second right there where I really needed the brake. I'm wearing the correct footwear, boots, okay? Keep your feet dry and healthy, but they're also dangerous because the ridge of the boot gets caught under the brake pedal as my foot pivots from the gas to the brake. Gas, brake. There's that one time, you know, you're doing all along, and then just, you know, that one time, maybe your leg or your knee or whatever gets a little lazy, and it gets stuck underneath there. And I've had too many scare moments, so now I suffer with wearing shoes which are sopping wet right now. It's like you can't even hear it squishing, but it's like, I just wanted to share that very aggravating moment or thing about life. I never hear anybody complain about something like that, though, so maybe I'm the only one that has that problem. That makes me think that I'm unique in that way. Sure, you can fix it by taking the boots off every time. Can you imagine that? Taking the boots off every time, tying them on. I have a fat stomach, so tying something like that, hey, I don't feel like doing that. Tying it, but not lacing. I get the shoe where they're like leprechaun shoes. They're bent out of shape now. They're only about 4 weeks old. I just tie it like that and then leave it, and I just slip them on. Instead of tying the damn things every time. What other scrapper, junker video would ever show you something stupid like that? But it's aggravating because I'm standing around with sopping wet feet that stink to high heaven. So then I gotta take the socks off, have dry feet, put another socks on, only to put these shoes on, only for them to get really gnarly and wet. Kind of the reason why I wear sweatpants all the time, because even though I prefer jeans, I would have to wear a belt, and then my fat stomach, the belt gets, it starts to bind and it hurts like hell. Yikes. But I like jeans more. But then denim's not the perfect article of clothing to wear when you're scrapping, because it gets stained, it gets snagged on stuff. So those work pants, work uniform type pants, shop pants, or whatever you want to call them, they're better in a lot of ways, but they're cold. You know what I mean? Like on a cold day, the air just goes right through them. Sure, you can wear long johns, but long johns for me, they start itching. They're really tight. You feel like you're wearing a corset, or you feel like you're from like from the 1600s in England, where they would wear layers of clothing all winter long. How gnarly this sounds, really gross. But these people over in England, they would wear layers of clothing, and they really wouldn't take any of it off, pretty much. Or at least like most of the layers, they would just leave them on, I guess, from what I've read. And they wouldn't take them off until it got warm enough in the springtime. Man, that must have smelled worse than you got your body in a cast or something like that. Like the stench. So that means they wouldn't take a bath for like 4, 5, 6 months. Imagine the funk. You'd have to burn them clothes, man, or something. What did they do with them? Well, at least they were warm, but I guess, being warm is probably more important than what you smell like, I suppose. Especially back then. People didn't care, I guess, as much or something. So the only way around that for me is to lose weight, which I haven't been eating McDonald's, and I definitely haven't been drinking any kind of pop. No Diet Coke, no nothing. And a lot of people say the Diet Coke drives the need for a sweet taste, but my cravings for sweets have not gone up or down. I noticed I'm being honest with you, I'm being honest with myself, that I haven't. Or is what I'm working on. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. I'm being honest with my viewers that me as a guinea pig test subject, I have not noticed anything different about the food that I crave or things that I want to eat. Because I've heard university study says Diet Coke drives taste for sweets and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it depends on who you are. As far as I'm concerned, there's no noticeable difference. Try saying that a few times. And this part really has no valuables except for, well, depending on the scrap you might go after that little bit of wire. I'm not that guy. That's so heavy in this thing. No, the motor isn't worth it. I go through this every time. It's like almost exhausting. The motor on this is not worth, to me, it's not worth any more than the price of scrap iron right now. Scrap iron is $1.80 a ton, and the electric motors are 8 cents a pound. Some places are paying 9 cents a pound. 8 cents a pound comes out to $160 a ton. You just lost money taking that motor off. Sure, you could go through this all the time explaining on this channel. It's like, again, you could take that motor apart and you can get the copper out of it. Okay, yeah, I'd probably get about 300 more views on the video. But to take the copper out of there, that's a tremendous amount of work, and the return is like not really that great. So I lost money and I lost time that I'll never get back. Now this kind of copper right here, I would consider this marginally recoverable on my planet. So I would set this aside. That's pretty much what's going to happen with this. I can just carry this over to that already like messy workbench area. Really crazy messy. I could toss it over here to be forgotten, or not.
All of that springs from certain Judeo-Christian principles about the innate value of every human being and women being treated with respect.
I could take this thing apart, furthermore.
Coordination with reason and free will over the course
I don't know if that's iron or not. I mean, look at that. It's got rust on it. That's what the magnet's for.
Over the past several thousand years, because that is obviously true.
Does the magnet stick to it? Well, the magnet seems to stick to it.
Is rooted in Judeo-Christian values. So,
it looks like
the Catholic Church, and we can look at religious institutions.
It looks like brass.
Judeo-Christian religious institutions and say you need to do more.
There might be a piece of
rights of individuals as opposed to the safety of your
it might actually be like a piece of steel behind a thin layer of brass. That's what I think that is. So I won't give up on that. Maybe I'll saw that apart or something. Let's see how the Cruiser Mac box battery is all charged up right there and ready to rock and roll. Every day I come here, I tell myself I'm going to be able to like wipe that pile out right there, and I never do. Every day when I come here, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get that dishwasher out, and that dishwasher, I got a bunch of dishwashers. They were all reserved and hoarded like that to be gnarly weaponized dishwashers, so filled with all kinds of stuff. But this yard that I've been going to, yeah, they're not easily fooled by those kind of tricks. You're not gonna. You can't go to. You gotta go to a different place in order to play that trick. They're not buying you push in that really cheap plastic that dries out, and you know, it just busts and cracks. That looked like that Max Headroom guy for a second there. It's not. This is heavy. I don't even know what's inside here. I've had this so long, I don't even know I don't even know what this bin is about. We'll look in there later. Got another one of these. Shove that out there. Look at this godforsaken thing. I bloody hate this stupid thing. This thing gets hooked and caught on everything. You put this with the scrap, and like those legs right there, they get hooked on. Get rid of this damn thing. I don't even know why it was hoarded or whatever, but I've tripped over it about 70 times. Lord. I got a few more air conditioners in there and whatnot. And then I'll be on the other side. Well, it's kind of dark over there right now. I wonder if that thing's sellable. It's all steel. Yeah, every time I tell myself, oh yeah, I'm going to get this done. And it never gets done. And then you get things that are wound and caught. Like electric cords. Electric cords get, especially if there's a plug on it, you drag it along on the ground and it's like a boat anchor. It finds something to get hung up on. That's copper. Look, I was dragging an air conditioner along here from the outside, and when I made it past this air compressor right here, the plug got caught between the wheel and the axle. So I got mad and I just cut the wire off right there. Like the hell with it. Well, there's some copper there. Rock Auto. Hear that? You guys? You guys ever order anything from Rock Auto? I never did. I never did because I don't have a computer. I don't have internet. I'm a have-not. My videos are uploaded using an Apple iPhone. They'll just stare at it, Kingdom. Sometimes that's all you want to do is, you know, be stymied for a little bit and stare at crap. I don't know why. Sometimes, you know, you just get on like a roll and you start plowing through everything. And other times I just start staring at it. I've always done that. Like, I used to get Krylon spray paint, you know, in a can, like a long time ago. And I would fix up old cars in the alley behind my mom's house. I'd like cram the car as close to the fence as I could for the backyard so traffic could get by in the alley. And I would work on cars in the alley. True alley mechanic. And we didn't have a garage. And I would paint with spray cans. I'd go to Kmart and 87 cents when they were on sale, spray can, Krylon paint. I'd get like about 20 of them and paint like a Chevy Chevette or an old Chevy Cavalier. $25, $30 for the paint. Maybe 1 or 2 cans of primer for, you know, the rusted out areas that I bonded and all that. Sell the car for like, you know, $1,500. way back then, before I had any kids, man, that was some cash. And that's kind of like what I want to get into over here, is flipping cars, along with scrapping. But that's the eventual plan, is to take cars, like old cheap cars, and fix them up for as little as I can and sell them. I haven't done that in quite a while, but on days when I don't feel like scrapping, or there's no scrap out there or whatever, I could just switch off. It is kind of hard to mentally switch out of like scrapping and then into doing something else. It takes like a few hours to, but once you're in the groove of like, fixing up, body panels on a car and stuff like that, getting it looking good. I know, I have people going, you can't even fix your truck, huh? No, fixing up a car to resell is a lot different than fixing something for real so that you could, never mind. If I start doing that here, you'll see. You know what I'm talking about. You'll see that I'm really a gypsy. On to the next, wherever that might be.